I don't care if I ever sell a house. I've sold a couple, but what we've found is that it's not good for him and I for me to start getting into the contract negotiation, because naturally in any sales job, there's always going to be deals that you try to negotiate, but they don't go through.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another terrific episode of the Reside Platform Podcast. I'm your host, Suneet Agarwal, and today's episode is going to be a fun one. Right, guys?
Of course.
Of course. I'm sitting down with Allie and Andrew Burnett, the husband and wife team behind the Secure Home Finder team in Coastal Carolinas.
Yes, sir.
That's us.
Yes, good. The cool thing is for everybody listening and watching, because we have some of those too, is we've done episodes with both Andrew and Allie individually, and now we're doing one with the both of them on, because I think it's a cool perspective. So if you want to know anything specific about Andrew and Allie individually, go check out their other episodes. They were posted a little bit ago. But this one is going to be a different vibe. What do you think?
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I don't even know what we're talking about. He didn't tell us. He didn't prep us, nothing.
Nothing. No.
I mean, this is great.
It's totally unscripted. I shut down all my questions. So I think the cool thing is like husband and wife teams are a thing in real estate. Would you agree?
For the most part. I mean, yeah, I don't know. We should look up the percentage of how many teams have husbands and wives working together.
Just in Reside, there have been many. And it's more so been the husband was in real estate and then the wife joined a couple years in, or in some cases much longer in. However, we also have plenty of teams where the wife's been in real estate and the husband came in too. It's just, I feel it's a little bit more, maybe it's like 70% with the men were in first and like 30% with the women were in first. So that's interesting. And something else that's interesting about this is, I'm also married. My wonderful wife, Christine, and she does not work with me in the business. So I often look around as I coach couples like you guys. Am I doing something wrong or am I doing something right?
Poor Christine. Man. This is like the third time I've heard you call her out. Give that lady some grace, okay? She's got different times.
No, she has plenty of grace, right? But it's just like, I'm just thinking, where does the idea come for a spouse to get in with the other spouse's business?
I was actually already in the business. So, we fall in that.
So like we said, right?
Like we said. And I met Allie. We got married really, really quick. And initially I was like, hey, come join the business. Like, screw the other guy you're working for. Like, let's go all in. Right? And what?
He was like, marry me in 50 days. Let's have a baby. Let's go buy a house. Oh, and quit your job. And let's sell real estate together. And let's
Okay. So there was a
couple catches, right?
Yeah.
So,
it's like, no.
We did some of those things pretty quickly. And when she first kind of started helping, I had to get out of it was hard for me to get out of the way. And sometimes still is, because I'm like, look, this is my baby.
Well, what's the first thing? How did the conversation go, Allie? What did he say?
The thing about it is...
There's always a thing, isn't it?
Like... We had both been married before. I had worked like a couple different hospitality jobs because we were in a hospitality town. And I had got my first big break. I was on the executive team for the largest HOA management company in North America. And like, I kind of like, I don't want to say BS my way to the top, but like
but it was a cool job.
It was a cool job. Yeah. Like I never thought I would ever have a role like that. So for me, like I didn't want to give that up because I felt like I had worked really hard to have that role. And we both have very strong personalities in different ways.
If you want to have evidence of that, go watch the other episodes to everybody who's watching and listening.
So I'm like, how are we going to work this out? Because I'm like a logistics person and he's like, go. And I'm like,
So do you remember how the conversation went though? Do
I
you remember Andrew
did.
like coming home one day and all,
I'm not gonna.
you know what, Allie? Why don't you get your real estate license?
She told me no for a long time. I'd gotten yes on everything else.
Okay.
I was kind of okay with that,
Yeah.
Well, it kind of started with. He's gonna be mad at me. I'm calling him out. It kind of started with us talking about leads. Like I was like, okay, how are we buying leads now? What can we do differently? Like, what do you think if we did this?
So, but here's the thing though, is that you were already that involved in the business to where you knew that leads were being bought.
Yeah, but they were just boomtown leads at that time.
Yeah, I mean, we shared an office at home.
Oh, you guys shared an office at home. Yeah. Got it. It's not like you didn't know anything about the business. You were there just watching.
I learned through osmosis. I say that all the time. Like I literally just learned by being around him all the time, or like we would go on showings together and I would just kind of like watch, listen. I would chat with the wife, he would chat with the husband, that sort of thing. But in the beginning, there was definitely some friction.
Oh, you would go on showings too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm like trying to think of parallels with me and where like it could have gone this way and it didn't. And yeah, I suppose. And for me, it's been a long time. Christine, we were just dating. It was like our first year together. And she was like dropping me off at open houses. I think I'd only been a realtor for like 8 months or 1 year or something when we met.
Wow.
That does make a difference because he had been doing it for some time. And, like I did have some selfish motives at the time because, I was on a commission job. So my role was to track down board members and get them to fire their HRA management company and hire us. Right. So like I would go with him to high rises. And while he's like showing someone units, I'm like sneaking around trying to find board member information.
Cool. Okay. So you guys were just hustling with each other, sharing an office, going out and doing the thing. And then the conversation about leads. And Andrew probably said, knowing Andrew, I want more leads.
Well, it wasn't that. She was like, hey, you should get leads differently. And I'm like, Allie, this is a really big tech company. I think they know what they're doing.
You've never sold a house before. You don't know anything about real estate. And I was like, dude, real estate's not rocket science. I'm like, how are car dealerships finding people? How are other real estate? I'm like, I don't give a crap about boomtown. I'm like, I don't care what they're doing. I'm like, you're stuck in the trap. You're stuck in the matrix.
Wow. That's so interesting. I'm glad I asked you guys that because it was over leads.
Yeah.
That's how it kind of started. And there was a lot of arguments, I'm going to be honest. And that's why I was like, I don't really care. Because there was a while where he's like, yeah, I can't do it. And then he's like, I don't care if we work together. We don't have to work together. And then he came around.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you're all, well, okay, well, I got this job and it's cool, but I'm just going to go ahead and get my license.
It took me a while to get I'll be honest, for anybody out there that you're thinking about getting your real estate license, I failed my test 4 times. I will be the first person to admit it.
But you also had a little baby, etc.
She was chronically sick. Yeah. They told us she was going to die. Yeah. So like I was hysterically crying as I was taking my real estate test.
Yeah. I'm glad you're laughing about it now. Yeah.
This is nervous laughing. Yeah. But like I still made it. Okay. I still passed the test. I didn't give up.
And this is a woman that full ride scholarship to college, like, academically.
Well, real estate's new. That test asks you stuff you'll never use again, and you're trying to cram that new information in your head, probably in some kind of test prep, and just get it done, right? So that makes sense. I know you're very bright, but if you don't go in prepared, you will not pass. The first time that I took it, shit, it was a long ass time ago. I had been out all night partying. And I was in mortgage at the time. I probably go home like 3 o'clock or something. And the test was like at 8, right? On the other side of town. And I had done 1 day of prep the day prior in some class taught by some dinosaur old dude, right? That was super interesting. Probably drank at lunch that day. And I failed too the first time.
Well, and I think I had learned too much because by the time I had took my test, we had already been married like 1.5 years. So I had been around a lot of real estate. I basically had learned through osmosis. And, some of the answers on the test, it is not how real estate happens in real life.
Absolutely. Well, they make it tricky.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, so you went ahead and got your test. You got your license. When did you quit the other job?
6 months in.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Probably 6 months in.
And then, so what was the team makeup? Or the business makeup at that time? Was it just Andrew solo working somewhere? Or do you have a
It
couple
was just you and
agents?
Kayla.
And Joseph.
Yeah, Joseph had just kind of got his license, but
Joseph is an agent or was a
No,
buddy?
he was a buddy who worked for me in a previous company of mine. And I was like, hey, dude, I'm shutting down the marketing company. Get your license. And love him to death. But, real estate's not.
Didn't
No,
work
I
out.
mean, he's still with us, but real estate isn't like his full-time thing.
if he hustled,
Oh yeah, cool.
he'd probably be better than us.
Oh, yeah. And could sell a lot of houses. He just, that isn't what drives him.
Totally. And that's all good too,
Yeah.
right? For people. So it was a little team. How many houses do you think you sold that year that Allie joined?
He doesn't know. Listen, when we got
Yeah.
married, I said to him, like finances is something that you talk about before you marry someone. So I'm like, okay, how many houses did you sell last year? How much money do we have coming in? And how many do you anticipate to sell? And he's like, I don't know. We have money in our bank account.
Yeah, totally. That's how it
That's
is.
so
Like, I don't
cultural.
remember how many houses I sold. Like,
I think you were like 7 million.
I have some really big numbers. I would be cooler if I did know, right? But
I think like 7 million, 10 million, somewhere in there.
Yeah, it's always a $10 million or more producer.
yeah, so you were making cool
Yeah,
money,
cool.
right? For a young couple, right? I mean, you guys were doing stuff, and then Allie came in. And what was like the first thing you did, Allie, when you joined and had left the other job?
Spreadsheets, man, spreadsheets. He was so pissed. He was like, no more spreadsheets. So that was like another argument that we had.
But why was there a need for spreadsheets?
Well, because we weren't tracking. Nothing was being tracked. Well, it was. It was just being tracked in here.
Up in my
head.
brain.
For those of you who are listening, that it was a point at the head.
Yes. So you instantly came in and said, we need to start tracking stuff.
100%.
And why did you think that was important?
A few reasons. Because when you're stuck in like the day-to-day of real estate and you're just like buying leads, what's coming in, you're calling them, and then you're not following up or having good systems in place, or you don't know who's coming into town, like you're losing. Like you're wasting the money. It's nice to win.
So, yeah. Where did you think that idea came from? Was it from your previous jobs?
Yeah, probably. Like I've always been like,
or was it out of curiosity?
I've just been like a sales psycho my whole life, basically.
Okay. So it was out of previous sales jobs where they had you tracking, like the corporate sales jobs, they have you tracking, because it works, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
And I want to point out, like, we had good conversion. Like, we had good, like, tech, essentially.
Totally.
Right? I just,
He was doing a great job, okay? I'm not putting him down.
No. Like, and, not taking it that way, but, like, we were making money. And my thing is always, like, sales was a cure-all. So, like,
totally.
I would just...
Which it is, too.
I'd go out and sell them.
Right? I mean, the only thing is, like, it's refinement.
Yeah.
Right? Like, when sales are good, it's just refining everything. Right? Because with your spreadsheets, did that help improve the business?
100%.
100%. Yes. Because you had that fundamental skill.
And now I have a bunch of spreadsheets.
And now he has a spreadsheet for spreadsheets. So he can click on all the other spreadsheets.
Yeah. I mean, you guys, I use my life is out of spreadsheets and dashboards, right? I have Monday up right now, which is my hub for all my spreadsheets. Not telling anyone you need to go on and get Monday, but if you do, I have an affiliate code, so hit me up. So okay, come in, spreadsheets. Do you start selling some houses too, Allie?
No, to be honest, I don't care if I ever sell a house. I've sold a couple, but what we've found is that it's not good for him and I for me to start getting into the contract negotiation, because naturally in any sales job, there's always going to be deals that you try to negotiate, but they don't go through. And so when that happens, there's always some sales pressure that happens with the salesperson of like, oh my God, like I lost the deal. What can I do to fix it? And so it caused a little bit of a rift with us. So we just kind of put the line in the sand of the definite pass torch of if someone's ready to write a contract, there you go. So doing from that point forward. And so, but we kind of put together like some spreadsheets on when people were coming into town, where leads were coming from, how many leads were coming in, the lead conversion. We also started tracking pendings, closed, what vendors we used, how many days it took to convert. And that was really, I think, like an initial game changer. And we also started talking about stages, pipelines, where things were sitting, communication cadences. Like I got into the weeds bad.
Where were the weeds at? Were there podcasts, books, masterminds, webinars,
Facebook groups.
I feel like Facebook groups. I
Facebook
think a
groups?
little bit of, so before I was at the HOA job, I worked at a high-rise oceanfront, and we had a group sales department, and there wasn't really any sort of structure in place. And so I had kind of already had done that before, where there was like no sales system in place. So I kind of took some of the things that I did there and then
Oh, cool.
re-implemented them. And then I think, I mean, we definitely read books, listen to podcasts.
We join Reside.
We like to work backwards too. In the beginning, he would get kind of frustrated with me because I'd pull out my iPad with my pencil, and anybody that knows me knows I always have my iPad and my pencil. But I would say to him, "Hey, where do you want to be? What are our goals? And let's step those backwards." And so we kind of do that.
That's so you have the experience, and you talked about you guys like pass the torch when there's a contract. What else did you guys, or how else do you guys like separate the day to day of the real estate organization? Andrew, let me hear from Andrew, Allie.
I know normally it's him talking.
Then and now is a little bit different. So like when we first started, like she was just getting me more appointments to do more deals.
So you were like an ISA?
Yeah, I'm setting a lot of appointments. Yeah,
and a great appointment setter. So now that we have a much larger team, a lot more of a, maybe slightly sophisticated business, like Allie's more like director of operations. She's meeting one-on-one with her agents a lot more so than I am in the office. And then if they need anyone in the field, I go out with them. Hey, and open doors and write contracts and do those types of things.
So you're acting as the lead agent and Allie's acting as the support.
Correct. Yep. And then, we're both recruiting. And then when we meet recruits, we'll meet them together 99% of the time.
Fascinating.
We have to. What we found is that when people know that they're joining a team where there's a husband and wife team leaders, they will not join unless they meet both of you. Now, sometimes if the person's desperate or maybe they don't have a lot of like real estate experience, they're not thinking it that way. But many people have said, like, I would not choose to work with you until I met both of you and see how you guys work together.
Fascinating. I've never heard that. That is a writer downer. If you're a husband-wife team and recruiting and not having luck when you're meeting just one-on-one, you may want to consider doing that. That is fucking fascinating.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Is it Ross? I don't think it's true for Ross.
Well, I don't have an accent like Ross, so.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they probably operate somewhat similarly to us. And I mean, it could be something with the agent pool that's available in our market. So like, we are in a retirement market. So I would say a lot of the agents that are typically approaching us are people that are like in their second wind. Like maybe they were a real estate agent somewhere else and now
fascinating.
Or they worked a different sales job and then now they've kind of retired down here and they want to do something because of 50s, 60s, whatever.
So you guys meet the interviews 99% of the time with each other.
Yes.
Okay, good. So there's that. When you say both are recruiting, KFR, what does that mean?
Allie is definitely a lot more consistent at it than I am.
At what?
She sends...
At picking up the phone?
Picking up, well, that, and she does at least 5 outbound texts a day to agents.
Okay.
She was the one that implemented Courted, so she did those calls. She's the one that, kind of sorts the data. Mm-hmm. I kind of found out for me that I needed simplicity. So I actually downloaded a list of people and I put them inside FUB, and I've now started calling from FUB.
A strategic list, not just any list.
Yeah. So a very strategic list. I also will say, look, we grew kind of quickly when we partnered with Reside. Obviously, no one has a good picker. You know what I mean? It's like you never know if the agent's can be good or not. And I think we focused really heavily on like that part of the business, and like my production slacked a little bit. So like, I don't know, probably the last 30, 60, 90 days, I'm like, okay, I got to do a little bit of production to keep the dollars coming in, at least for a little bit more. And for a second, I was like, gosh, man, recruiting just seems like another job. But like listening to you and John and everybody that we have, it's like he did a Monday call where, basically talked about every person that you add onto the team, like the dollar. right?
Yes.
So I kind of implemented like a showing agent for me so that I could be in the office a little bit more. And I just started calling. And, obviously we have our script that we get from Reside, and I've used that a lot. But like I had to create an opener that was Andrew.
Yeah, I saw you post that last night.
And sometimes I get a little jelly of him because before all this occurred and we joined Reside and we had we started focusing on the team, he added every single real estate agent. He added anybody, everybody. I only have I prided myself on, and I still kind of do, on you could go on any of my 3,000 friends and you could say, hey, Allie, how do you know this person? And I could tell you exactly how I know them, when I met them, everything about that person, because I only have friends and people that I know in real life. And so as
not Andrew, he just added
everything. So I would get so mad.
Dude, me too.
We'd post this podcast stuff and I'm slaving to get this podcast together, and then he shares it, and then all of a sudden these agents are like, hey Andrew, saw your podcast, that's super cool, can we talk about joining the team? And I'm like, I'm doing text, I'm doing all this other stuff.
You got text messages like that already?
He gets
from the podcast.
Recruiting. I get none. Everybody always goes
from the
to him.
Podcast. You're getting inbound recruiting.
Yes,
you are.
Yes,
all friggin' ready.
Yes.
We're putting out some really good
5-6 episodes ago. This is the key to it. If you're listening and you're thinking about doing a podcast, do it ugly, right? And then
but do a lot of it.
The eBooks have been really good. So we have a Facebook group, and then we do the ebook. So for every episode of our podcast, we do an ebook. And then we have the ebook on the Go High Level.
I'm so proud of you guys for saying that. Thank you. Good job. Good job, Burnett. Good job.
So then we do the Go High Level page, right?
Oh, you're saying all my favorite words today. Look, gold stars. Gold stars.
Going there. I'm going to the next one. And then you put them on the Sunit drip. So
that's been working. Wow.
It's been working. And listen, I saw someone at the office the other day and they said, oh, I saw your ebook where you did a podcast with Sandy McAlpine, and that was so cool. I downloaded it and sent it to 3 other agents.
And the other thing I want to add to that, so as we're recruiting, and I kind of heard this from Alec Cheplack at the Tahoe event, he said that adding people on Facebook is a money generating activity. So when I'm calling people, I'm instantly adding them on Facebook. So by the time we meet, they know a little bit about me and Allie.
And we're adding to our podcast group. That's the second part 2 on there.
And we're obviously trying to post a little bit more.
He does a great job posting, and I'm riding his coattails on social media like no other. He tags me on all of his stuff, but he gets a lot. You get a lot of inbound. I would say you've probably in the last 6 months got 15 to 20 inbound recruiting messages, people messaging
from social and from the podcast and all this, your emails that you're doing.
It's always him. I'm like, can't one person ask me?
Dude, that's so dope. Great job. I mean, you could get more, so you better, but that's a good start.
Yeah, it's a good start.
And I just winked at him because that's really great, period. Yeah, I got to talk shit. Good. That's so good. What a writer downer. So the podcast has a Facebook group, and then you scrape every podcast and make it into an ebook.
It's got to be good. It can't be at first. We have VAs we work with, and they'll take the content from the episode and then they'll add more. I'll tell them tips to add more, but it's got to be good. It's got to be dense. It's got to be stuff that they want to print out, put on their desk.
Yeah, I mean, my input on that is I would try, and maybe you do this, I haven't seen it, this is the first time I heard of this, is I would try and make the ebook not like the podcast, not relevant to the podcast itself, but just relevant to the content in the podcast.
It's kind of like that. So Sandy McAlpine, we just talked about her. So in her, she talked about 75 hard and things that she does with her agents. And then she sent over her 75 hard checklist. And so the ebook has a 75 hard day checklist, plus has a tracker, plus has her information. We have affiliate links. Also,
oh yeah, Allie's trying to get some affiliate money.
We did one with Ross Hardy. We put his affiliate links in there. We need to reach out to him and see if we got any money off our ebook.
Yes, good. I mean, speaking of books, have you guys got Team Leader Secrets yet?
Oh my God.
You're not going to listen. So I ordered it, and it accidentally went to my grandma's house in Illinois because Elliot just
Okay.
ordered her something off Amazon, and I didn't check the address.
I sent her a
So
birthday gift.
we're supposed to be there for Easter, so I'm gonna read it then.
Okay, cool. Yes. And I'll give you guys two autograph copies when we get down to Florida. At least I think it's two. Maybe I'll give you at least one autograph copy then. And if I need to give you two, then we'll figure it out.
Okay.
I have to get them off Amazon too, right? It's not like I have a box. Like if I want one, I gotta get it off.
You better make your own Amazon affiliate link so you can get a little bit of money back.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's okay. That's okay. The book is sold. Today is February 20th. The book's been out for like a week and a half. It sold over 1,200 copies.
Dang.
And how big were your aunt? Just kidding.
Yeah, probably one.
That's awesome.
I was hella surprised. I was talking to John last night. I was like, bro, 1,200? He's all, what?
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was super cool.
Maybe somebody bought a big box. I don't know, but it doesn't tell me that.
John bought like 10 of them.
No, he didn't. No, he probably bought none. Right. But no, I'm kidding. Recruiting, you guys are both doing it. What else is like with the leads? How do you guys approach like the buyer and seller leads? Are you both working those too?
Oh, yeah.
What does that look like, Allie?
Well, here, I'll talk to what happens after the lead comes in, because Andrew does all the techie stuff on getting the leads in. I just had like one really good idea in the beginning, and then he just figured out all the pieces. But I mean, we have Pawn, Smart List, we do money time shifts.
Do you work money time shifts?
Yeah, we work in the weeds with the agents.
But then you don't take the appointments, you give them to Andrew?
Yep, that's right. Yep, and I just explained to them, every person that we talk to on the phone, we say, hey, listen, my name's Allie Burnett. My husband, his name's Andrew Burnett. We have the top producing team at the largest brokerage here in Horry County. Looking forward to helping you. Just so you kind of know, whenever you're ready to look at a house, my husband Andrew's going to show you. We have 4 kids, and so I got to drag all these kids all around the world. But I'll eventually meet you along the way. People are fine with that.
Hey, that's such a good script. Sounds like you may have said that a couple of times, Allie.
Once or twice, but it's true. I mean,
that's the thing. The best scripts are true. If you got to make up some shit to sell something, you might get sued, especially in real estate.
Andrew will bring me up if it's going to be like a win, if he thinks that the client will, be excited to see me for whatever reason.
Got it. Okay. So what advice do you guys have to couples thinking about joining forces in real estate business?
Yeah. So, all right. Couples wanting to work together, find what you're good at and just do it and allow the other person to do what they're good at and let each person stay in your lane and then talk at the end.
And what advice do you have for team leaders already working with their spouse?
I would say, I'll look him deeply in the eyes when I say this. Remember your spouse's heart and that they love you. And when they bring up an idea, it's because they love you in the business. Right, honey?
Yeah.
That's super good.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a critical thing. It's a business thing.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Right. Yeah, I think that's super important. Now, what advice from each of you do you guys have for team leaders, period, listening to this?
KFR, just keep recruiting. And I mean, I think too, like, make sure you're plugged into other team leaders, other people that have already done it. We turned our wheels, wasted money, like did all this random stuff, trying to figure it out on our own. And a lot of it was good. Like when we joined Reside, like a good bit of it was good, but like it took us way longer. So path of least resistance is joining Reside and coaching with Sneak.
Yeah. Well, my list is full, but joining Reside for sure. You can get on my wait list. How about you, Andrew?
I think you got to pick something that you're going to do and stick to it, right? So like in recruiting, if you're going to do the texts, you got to do the texts consistently. If you're going to do the calls consistently. If you're going to post on Facebook, do it consistently, So like, I think also having systems are huge. Leverage AI. It's so good. And if one doesn't do it, check out another one. So like I put a post on Facebook today that I used ChatGPT a lot because that was the first one I used and it didn't do what I wanted this morning. And I went to Gemini and it was awesome. Right. So
yes,
leverage, obviously coaching's huge, and we leverage that even with agents. So I proudly share, I don't know everything, but I'm a learner, and I think learners are earners.
Mhm.
That's a saying I heard a long time ago, and it's true. So, we tell our agents, hey, like our coach, ran the top team in California, did $1 billion in sales. And they're like, what?
In 1
In
year.
1 year, so,
Yeah, in 1 year.
and I explained that, we're following a proven method and system that's working for tons of teams across the country and lots of different markets. Just do the work.
Just do the work. What's something cool you're using AI with right now, Andrew? Because I know you've been doing some cool shit.
Yeah. Okay. So I shared this the other day. I don't watch TV. Kind of weird, I guess, maybe not, but I watch way too much TikTok, and of course my algorithm's filled with what I want to watch. If I run across something on TikTok that I would like to share with my audience on Facebook, I get the transcript and then I put it into a GBT, and it creates a post for me. I read over it and I slap it on Facebook.
And that's working good for engagement?
Working good for engagement. It definitely helps, fill in some posts. It's not my whole posting strategy, but definitely helps. We just added in iMessages into our CRM that has
Okay, you got blue text.
that has AI component in it, and that's working really well.
We just one tactical like real estate thing that we started doing with AI is we had somebody that wanted to go look at a bunch of different places, and honestly, like we're not tour guides, so I put together like this is the criteria of the different things this person's looking for in the neighborhoods, and put together what type of community, what amenities are available, and the address to the front of the community. And then I pulled it, confirmed it, whatever, looked at MLS, and then I took that and I put it, and I said, put this into
You put it where?
ChatGPT. And then I put it,
Okay.
and then I put a prompt that said, take these communities and put them in a drivable Google Maps route from north to south. And then it uploads a file, and then you upload that file to Google Maps, and then you send the link to the client. That's been good.
What is your social strategy?
I definitely do one post a day around religion. It's important to us. I try to do at least one post a day about my family, my wife, my kids, my dog, something personal. And then I always do one post a day, or at least around business, recruiting, doing our dials, buying rental houses, like whatever we're doing. And that's the minimum. I'm really trying to be at like 5 or 6 a day, 5 or 6 posts a day.
Mhm.
I get to that probably 4 days a week, 5 days a week. And then, the weekends hit and I got 4 kids. And I'm like, I want to put.
Yeah, but the engagement's down on weekends anyways, so it doesn't matter.
Good to know.
Right. And something also about 5, 6 posts a day. The best way to do that is to get with some colleagues and you guys share each other's posts. So you're still hitting those number of posts without having to be so creative.
And I want to add this too. So like when I created this GBT, I literally took all the Facebook pages of all the Reside coaches and I copied the link and I put it into it and had ChatGPT crawl it and said, hey, I want you to post like these guys.
Wow.
What's that saying? Flat, copying flat. What is it?
I only know one of them who got 37 million views last month. I don't know.
John Steplack? Okay.
No, Sneed
Funny.
it's a different strategy though. Okay, good. So if somebody wants to send you guys a referral or learn more about everything you're doing, how should they get a hold of you?
Call Allie, 843-771-5353.
That's his number.
That's my number.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yes. Good. And you know what? I do want to give a shout out to you guys because you guys are curious and learners, and it shows, right? And you are not like this egotistical driven real estate team, which is really refreshing in any kind of industry. So keep it up.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Sneed. You're so terrific.
That's what she
Keep
said.
the compliments coming. What else do you love about us?
You guys, make sure you check out the other episodes with Allie and Andrew by themselves. And then, get the full perspective. These guys are doing big things. Definitely a team to look out for in the coastal Carolinas. And if you did get something out of this episode, which I know you did because they dropped some fire, that recruiting thing with the ebook alone, dumb good. That's so good. So good. So make sure you like, subscribe, ring that bell, whatever it is you do on whatever platform. And we'll see you in the next episode of the Reside Platform.